Wilmer Cabrera of Houston Dynamo has definitely got some Midas touch, taking the Houston Dynamo from a very struggling position to the first position in the Western Conference in the Major League Soccer. Of course, Houston Dynamo are now at par with Seattle Sounders and, of course, Real Salt Sporting Kansas City, pardon me for that one, with 37 points together. But, of course, Houston Dynamo are top of that group on goals difference, scoring 42 goals in 23 weeks of the Major League Soccer. I welcome you to another exciting episode of Limitless Soccer today on this wonderful TV station. My name is Bayonle Arashi. The English Premier League started last weekend officially, of course, with lots of games. But, of course, the champions of that particular league, Chelsea, started on a very, very wrong foot. Of course, you all know what that result was right now. They lost to Burnley by 3 goals to 2. Very, very, very great performance by the champions, I must say. But, of course, they lost that game at home. The first time that has happened since 1998, I think now. But, of course, the league goes on and we still have more than 38 games to go to determine who the champion is going to be. Welcome to the show. And, of course, we'll start the show today with the best game of the week, of course, in the English Premier League. That is that game between Manchester United and West Ham United. The game was played on Sunday. Of course, Manchester United showing a great command in that game and, of course, in the league, winning that game by 4 goals to nothing. And, of course, we'll also show you the game between Liverpool and Watford. Welcome to the show and, of course, enjoy. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those 2 highlights of 2 great games that was played last weekend in the English Premier League. This weekend also, we have some great matches coming up. But, of course, the top of the table game is going to be that one between the champions, Chelsea, and, of course, Tottenham Hotspur, that will be played tomorrow, Sunday. Be sure we'll bring you the highlight of the best game of the week in the English Premier League next week on the show. Quickly, we'll go to Italy now and bring you the Coppa Italiano final, and that is between the champions of the FA Cup and the champions of the league in Italy, and that was between Lazio and Juventus. Of course, you need to see that game yourself to know what really happened. But, of course, let me give you a hint. Lazio actually defeated Juventus in that game by 3 goals to 2 to take the Coppa Italiano. Enjoy the highlights of that particular game, and, of course, the show continues on this beautiful Saturday. Welcome back. I mentioned earlier on the show that coach Wilmer Cabrera of Houston Dynamo is definitely doing something special with that team that is based out of Houston, Texas. Houston Dynamo doing so well in the Major League Soccer. It's time to bring you the Major League Soccer highlight of the week. That is between Houston Dynamo and San Jose Earthquake. And, of course, they won that game landslide and with a very commanding performance. But you need to see the highlight that took the Houston Dynamo to the top of the league of the Major League Soccer. And I'll be back. Enjoy the highlight of the game between Houston Dynamo and San Jose Earthquake. And I'll be back. It is still Limitless Soccer with yours truly, Bayonle Arashi. The debut that the world has been waiting for eventually happened last week, and that is the debut of the $200 million man, Neymar of Brazil, for Paris Saint-Germain, the PSG superhouse. Of course, eventually that player, PSG superstar, eventually made his debut last week, Saturday, against Wickham in the French Ligue 1. Of course, you have to forgive me that guy I mentioned Spanish because he used to be with Spanish La Liga. But, of course, the Spanish La Liga will eventually kick off later this weekend. But that highlight of the game that star player debuted in is next on Limitless Soccer today. Enjoy the highlight of that game that Neymar debuted in, and, of course, scoring a goal and providing an assist in his debut at PSG. Of course, it's going to be a short one as we are, of course, edging to the end of the show today. You know, Limitless Soccer is open for sponsorship. For sponsorship details, kindly contact the producer of the show on the number showing on the screen, or, of course, contact us on any of our social media platforms also showing on the screen right now, and you will be glad you did. Enjoy that highlight, and I'll be back. As we are about to end the show today, of course, 30 minutes is up already, or almost up about this time. Quick transfer news, a very, very sad one coming in from England, that our own vice captain, Onazi, was denied a work permit by the UK government, of course, for joining Birmingham City Football Club. The 24-year-old had already agreed personal terms with Birmingham, the nationwide league team, to start for them this season. But of course, he was denied, and the reason was really a very technical one. The reason was because Nigeria has not participated in any CAF competition in the last 4 years. Unfortunately, it affected this player, and I hope this will be a very big lesson to other players, and of course the Nigeria Football Federation, to take every qualification as serious as they can. Of course, we're very sorry from here, Ogenya, and I'm sure a better opportunity is definitely coming your way, that star midfielder. Of course, another transfer news is that Barcelona signed 29-year-old Paulinho from China, from Guangzhou Evergrande. Of course, they signed him for 40 million euros. It was supposed to be Coutinho, it was supposed to be Dembele. Dembele is already on indefinite suspension with Borussia Dortmund because that player said he wants to move. He wants to force his move to Barcelona from Borussia Dortmund. So Paulinho has joined Barcelona at the age of 29. Anything is possible, my friend. Just believe. I'm sure about last season, he's never going to believe this particular move will happen, but it has happened for him. To round up the show today, it's going to be the Spanish Super Cup final highlight. The second leg, of course. If you miss the first leg, if time permits us, we're going to show you some preview short highlights of that particular one. Of course, you see it, and of course, you know that was a huge game. But of course, we'll definitely show you the final result and the return leg game that was played at the Santiago Bernabeu on Wednesday evening. Enjoy your weekend, and of course, I'll see you again next week. God bless you. My name is Bayonle Arashi. Bye-bye now.